Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking into two disappearances that occurred in Bermuda Triangle. I'm sure every one of us has heard the tales of the strange, mysterious, and very terrifying area of sea known as the Bermuda Triangle. Personally, if I was on a ship or plane, I would want to go around that place. I know that I'm in the process of completing the story of the Watcher case, but I was reading up about this and I wanted to make a video. I make content about animal attacks, disappearances, murders, and paranormal incidents. If you like content of this video, I would appreciate if you guys like and subscribe. If not, I want to improve the quality of these videos. I would appreciate if you guys wanted to let me know down below what you guys thought. Our first disappearance case is actually two disappearances, as we will soon find out. This case takes place a few months after World War II ended. The United States Navy was having flights undertake routine navigation and combat training. The flight leader was United States Navy Lieutenant Charles Carl Taylor, who was a very experienced flyer. Not only that, his group also had quite a bit of experience. The group of aircraft dubbed Flight 19 were to execute navigation problem number 1. Let's go over the maneuver that was needed to be completed. Looking at the picture on the screen, we can see that the starting point was point number 1, which is Fort Lauderdale. From there, they would need to leave and go to point B, where they would complete all their runs and then continue going on that same path to point number 2. Once they reach point number 2, they would make a sharp left turn to go to point number 3. From there, they would make an even sharper turn left and come back to Fort Lauderdale. Now, this was the maneuver that was needed to be completed. Now, let's see what actually happened. A quick fact is that the reason Flight 19 was actually called Flight 19 was because it was the 19th flight that was doing that maneuver on that day. So there were 18 previous flights that were conducted doing the same run that all completed successfully. On the day of the flight, Charles arrived late. Not only did he arrive late, he also stated that he did not want to lead this flight. He was quoted on supposedly saying, "I just don't want to take this one out." That request was not granted. He remained the captain of that flight. The flight started off completely fine. They left Fort Lauderdale. They got to point B. They completed all their runs, and they got to point 2. And then they turned left, and they were going to point 3. This is where the problems started to occur. Charles believed that his and his flight mates' compasses were not working. Due to that, he was thinking that he was going the wrong direction. That was only the beginning of the troubles, because a front blew in and brought rain, gusting winds, and heavy cloud cover. The Flight 19 became hopelessly disoriented. At the same time, another Navy flight instructor who was flying near the Florida coast was the first to overhear the patrol's radio communications. He immediately informed the air station of the situation and then contacted the Flight 19 to ask if they needed assistance. "Both of my compasses are out. I'm trying to find Fort Lauderdale, Florida," Taylor said, his voice sounding anxious. "I'm over land, but it's broken. I'm sure I'm in the Keys, but I don't know how far down." Now, that claim did not make any sense. He had made his schedule pass over hens and chicken shoals in the Bahamas less than an hour earlier, but he now believed his planes had somehow drifted hundreds of miles off course and end up in the Florida Keys. Now, on the screen here, we can see where the Florida Keys are and where Chicken Shoals is supposed to be. The distance is very, very far, and to be able to go that distance and not realize it is somewhat astonishing. Due to Taylor believing that his flight was in the Keys, he thought he could go northeast and continue, and he would hit Florida at some point. Now, that was not right. When tracked, he was found in that area of number 4, and if he continued going northeast, he would have just gone more and more deeper into the North Atlantic. Now, even his flymates understood that there were mistakes being made. Some of them even complained, saying that if they had just headed west, they would be reaching home. Now, if you're in the Florida Keys, I can understand where that concern comes of going northeast. And from the way that Taylor was acting, it looked like he truly believed that he was in the Keys. He first initially kept going northeast with his team, and then he was persuaded to head west. He did so for a while before turning northeast again, telling his team, "Let's just head northeast and we will hit landfall. If not, we will wait till we run out of gas and we'll all go down together and hold for a rescue." The Navy immediately scrambled search planes to hunt for the missing patrol. Around 7:30 p.m., a pair of PBM Mariner flying boats took off from an air station north of Fort Lauderdale. That was at Point 5. Both of them left just 20 minutes later. However, one of them seemed to follow Flight 19's lead by suddenly vanishing off the radar. The remains of Mariner and its 13 crewmen were never recovered, but it's commonly believed the seaplane exploded shortly after it took off at Point 6. The very next day, the Navy dispatched more than 300 boats and aircraft to look for Flight 19 and the missing Mariner. The search party spent 5 days combing through more than 300,000 square miles of territory to no avail. The official ruling by the Navy for the loss of Flight 19, and also the Mariner, were stated as causes or reasons unknown. The USS Cyclops was nearly 550 feet long, with a crew of 306 people and around 11,000 tons of magnesium on board, and she disappeared on the high seas. Now let's find out what exactly happened. In March of 1918, the ship was given a new cargo, tons and tons of dense manganese ore, used in steelmaking. She left Brazil, loaded up with the brittle metal, then voyaged to Barbados to resupply for the long journey home to Baltimore. The last known message from the ship simply said, "Weather fair, all well." But on the 9-day journey, something went awry, and no one from the ship was ever seen or heard from again, and vanishing without even an SOS. Now, what could have happened to the USS Cyclops? There are a couple of theories out there, and plenty of theories that are part of the paranormal, aliens, monsters in the middle of the ocean that just pulled this single boat all the way down with all their men on board and just killed everybody without leaving a single drop of oil. Now, that's a little far-fetched for me, so we'll just look at some of the theories that may be true. Some people believe that the ship was sunk by a German boat. Others also believe that the captain is at fault, as he was a drunkard and he wouldn't really steer the ship properly, so he may have hit something which caused the ship to drown. Another theory is that the weight of the new cargo couldn't be held by the vessel. The disappearance has also stumped the U.S. Navy. They have gone on record to say the disappearance of this ship has been one of the most baffling mysteries in the annals of the Navy. All attempts to locate her have proved unsuccessful. What do you guys think? Do you guys believe in these paranormal theories? Do you think that a monster in the ocean is lurking out there? A megalodon type monster, a very large squid like animal that came up and just pulled this massive vessel down? Or do you believe in something more rational, such as the weight of the ship was too much and the drunkenness of the captain could have possibly caused some kind of mistake or malfunction to happen within the ship, which caused the ship to sink? But then again, there was not even a single SOS sent out from the ship. So what would have caused the ship to go down or go missing so quickly that they couldn't even send out an SOS message? It baffles me to even just think about what could have caused this. Let me know what you guys think down below. Once again, be careful, be safe, be aware.